good morning from the port. Take a few moments to settle yourself in a comfortable seated position, eyes closed or downturned. Begin to witness your breath coming in and going out. And gently begin to deepen that breath, making your inhalation and your exhalation just a beat or two longer. Open your eyes, and on the next inhalation, raise your arms out. Tuck your tail, rounding your back. Round your back. Push the palms of your hands forwards. Now take that hand by your ear, rotate your ear, your breastbone and your face up to the sky. Exhale. Take the hand and the breastbone, rotate it to the floor. Inhale. Take the hand and the breastbone all the way up to the ceiling. Scrape your fingernails off the ceiling. Reach your hand away from you. Follow it with the other hand. Twist. All fours here. And do 2 cat-cows. Once again, rounding your back on an exhalation. Arching your back on an inhalation. Rounding your back as you exhale. Arching your back as you inhale. Step your right foot forwards so that your knees and your hips are facing the short end of your mat. Your left hand moves towards the wall in front of you. Your right knee bends, and then you're going to rotate your entire body to your back foot and move yourself back towards that foot. Continue the rotation until it brings you back to your start position. So the hand goes forwards, as does the body. Then the torso rotates. We follow the back hand back to the back foot and then continue to the start position once more. Following the hand, full circle. Come back to your start position and move the foot that's on the ground into a position where your pelvis is facing the long end of the mat. Move the bent knee a little bit further forwards than the knee that's on the ground. Press your hand into that knee and just do gentle little pulses and pulse. Pulse. Do a side bend and a side bend and a pulse. Put your hands down. Come to all fours. Swap the cross of your legs. And we'll do all of that on the other side. A gentle hands to the floor. My right arm lifts. I do a little side bend. I rotate my breastbone, my nose and my hand to the floor, to the ceiling, all the way to the floor. Opposite. Follow it with the... Got a little twist there. Gently come into all fours. We got a cat on an exhalation and a cow on an inhalation. A cat on an exhalation and a cow on an inhalation. I'm taking my left foot forwards. And I'm going to move my right arm forwards with my body. I'm drawing a circle with that arm. I'm allowing the torso to follow. I'm moving myself back to my back foot, and then I replace my body to the start position before I move forwards. Circle all the way around. Inhale forwards, circle all the way around. Last one. Inhale forwards, circle all the way around. This time let the knee that's on the floor change, and also move the other foot so that it's in line with the knee. Hand into that bent knee, and we're going to go bounce, 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 side bend, bounce, side bend, bounce, side bend, and come to standing. Feet hip distance apart and parallel, standing in the center of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, side bend to the left. Little pulses in your side bend, going about a centimeter further and then coming out of it. Keep your pelvis facing forwards. Go into your side bend, lift and lower the other arm. Just 3 times. Bend the opposite knee to the arm that's up. Continue your side bend. When you can't side bend any further, let it become a forward fold. Let everything relax. Now engage your tummy and engage your back muscles with a straight back. Your knees can be bent. Lift yourself halfway up. Exhale, fold everything back to the ground. Inhale, lift yourself halfway up with a straight back. You can bend your knees. Exhale, fold. Inhale, this time come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands by your sides and your heels. Bend of your elbows, bend of your knees. Elbows, bend of your knees. Last one. This time we're going to jump out to a goddess position. Get your feet into a nice, comfortable position for your knees. And we're going to do 3 goddesses, where we just lower and lift. The arms go out as well. Lower and lift. Last one. Lower and lift. We're going just to the left side. The heel down. And we're going to let the right hand touch the floor. We're going to swap sides. Now we're going to rotate it. So the straight leg, the opposite hand goes to the floor. And we rotate the breastbone towards the back wall. Same side hand goes to the floor, and we rotate up to the ceiling. Opposite hand goes to the floor. Let the pelvis turn. Bend that front knee. Lift yourself up into a warrior or high lunge. Take your hands into a prayer position. A revolved side angle pose. Then bend the back knee once, twice, and hop yourself up into a warrior three. Lift your back hip, twisting it so that the side of the hip is up to the ceiling, and fall into it. The knee can bend. Then we straighten the legs and we're ready for Trikonasana. This is a revolving Trikonasana. So you're going to take your hand down to the floor, up by your ear, and up to the ceiling. So there's a theme here about rotating the torso. One more. And now we're going to let the front knee bend. One. And a little bit more pace. Two. Three. Lastly, we're going to let it bend. Take the same side hand onto the ground. Pop yourself up into a half moon. Pop the back foot back down. And immediately come up into warrior two and lift the heel of the front foot. Interlock your fingers behind you. Same side, elbow to the knee. Twist yourself through a goddess to the other side. Until you're doing a high lunge on the other side. Then a warrior two. Turn both feet to face forwards. Hands on the hips. Wide-legged forward fold. Halfway back up. Move your heels closer together. Move your toes closer together. Move your heels closer together. We've got a goddess once, twice, jump, and we're back. Inhale, float the hands, float the heels. In. Bend the knees. Inhale, float the hands, float. Let's do our side bend now on the right. So we have little pulses. And two. And three. Now lift the arm. Just also. And two. And three. Bend the opposite knee to the hand that's up. Do a side bend until you just can't anymore. Full forward fold. Half forward fold, everything engages. Full forward fold, let everything relax. Half forward fold with a straight back, everything engages. Muscles are on. Exhale, let everything relax. Last one. Exhale, let everything relax. Inhale, lift yourself back up. We're going to do our heel raises again. Lift, everything bends. Everything bends. Lift, everything bends. Jump yourself out into a goddess. 3 of those. All the way down. Your knees are trying to go in the same direction as your second toe. So this time, we're going to move towards the right hip. Left hand goes to the floor. Then we're going to swap. Then we're just going to swap hands and rotate to the back wall. Same side hand as straight leg. Rotate to the ceiling. Once again, opposite hand, rotate yourself to the short end of the mat. High lunge. Take your hands into a prayer position. Revolved side angle. Bend your knee, bounce, bounce, and hop yourself up into warrior 3. Lift the back hip. Ready for Trikonasana. And we've got that rotation. Once, twice, the torso's rotating. 3 times now the front knee goes with it. Once, twice. This time we're going to move towards that front knee. Put the same side hand on the ground. I have a half moon. Lowering the leg, straight into warrior 2. Lift that heel of the front foot into a big circle. all the way through a goddess. Yes, you have to inch your feet around the place. Lift the heel, turn yourself for a high lunge on this side. Then warrior two again. Both feet face forwards, hands on the hips. Inhale. Exhale, you have a forward fold. You're going to stay in this forward fold for 3 breaths. Move yourself to whatever end of the mat you want, into a plank, then a down dog. Keep the heels high. Lift one leg. Turn your pelvis to open the hips. Turn the foot that's on the floor. Squeeze your legs together. If you're able to, side plank. Downward facing dog. Keep your heels high. Other leg lifts, open the hip. Turn the foot that's on the floor. Try to get as much of it on the floor as you can. Squeeze the legs together for side plank. Downward facing dog. Just take the opposite hand to the opposite ankle for a little twist. Swap hands. Come to all fours. Lower your chin and your chest. A cobra. And lower. A little bit higher with your cobra. And lower. Move your hands back to the bottom of your ribs for an up dog. And lower. Come to all fours. Sit your legs forwards. Bend one knee. Take the opposite elbow around the front of the leg. Same side as the bent knee. Hand goes on the floor as close to your pelvis as possible so that you're upright. You can keep your hand here, or if you wish, you can twist more. I'm just going to keep my hand here. I want this to be a very gentle twist this morning. The last thing to twist, so we start with our belly button, then our ribs, then our shoulders, and finally we just look behind us. Body comes back to the center. Taking your time to swap legs. Opposite inside elbow round the front of the knee. That back hand comes as close to the body as possible so that you're sitting up tall. If you wish, you could augment and make the twist greater. I would prefer this morning to not make the twist greater, but make it a little bit more precise. So I'm moving my belly button, then my ribs, then my shoulders, and finally I look behind me. Come back to the center. Find your comfortable, cross-legged or otherwise seated position. And close your eyes once more. Allow your breathing to normalize. Allow your body to assimilate the work that it's done. And allow yourself a few moments of utter rest. When you're ready, Open your eyes.